The why of entering windows. Justin McWilliams. Why do I always consider entering windows for search? Because the outcome of our civilians' lives depends heavily on time and conditions. Windows can often be the solution to both. When we reduce our options, we reduce their chances. Windows expand our opportunities to initiate our search for more floors, sides, and areas, which increases probabilities. I'm sitting in a house that has 3 exterior doors and over 20 windows. 2 exterior doors open into non-isolatable livable areas, and 1 door leads into an isolatable room by a pocket door, which is extremely hard to locate or close in low to zero visibility with gloves on. There are no exterior doors that enter into the area of the bedrooms. There are no exterior doors on the Charlie or the Delta side of this house. There are 10 rooms without exterior doors, but 100% of the rooms have at least 1 window. There are a minimum of 3 windows on each side of the structure, with 15-foot maximum distance between windows for opportunities to initiate a search. The layout is easily recognized from the exterior, with the garage on the left and the bedrooms on the right. The front door divides the house almost equally in half. As I look at the neighboring 2-story house, the exterior doors versus window ratio is the same, with no exterior doors on floor 2. If we don't take windows into consideration for entering for search or egress for civilians, we are missing opportunities to improve civilian survival outcomes. Understand and execute our priorities. The search crew's priority is to locate, confine, and communicate the fire's location. Fire engines are often the first apparatus on scene, locating the fire and initiating fire attack. This implies the search crew's first objective has been completed. The search can now focus on searching for our unprotected civilians. When we arrive, size up the structure and activities on the fire ground as we approach. If an engine company is on scene, is fire attack entering through the main entry? Fire attack takes the main pathways to the fire and are covering square footage as they make it to the seat of the fire. Fire attack and their hose can slow the traffic to targeted areas for our search, or may hold up traffic in the entryway, hallway, stairway, landings, and thresholds. This hinders our ability to perform our objective in a timely manner, and in turn will reduce the survival rate of our civilians. At times we are able to see that a traffic jam is likely ahead, and we size up windows around the structure that will allow us to create a detour, which improves our effectiveness. When fire is cutting off priority areas to search within a structure, spending time behind the line and waiting for passage will take up critical time. When we continually size up the situation, we can recognize the issue early and divert around the fire, often by using a window. Stairwells may be burned out, leaving us to decide to either bring a ladder to the interior, which we will need to maneuver around walls and furniture, and lay it over the burned-out stairs, or to throw ladders to the windows and access the upper stories from the exterior. A benefit of having ladders on the exterior compared to throwing a ladder on the interior is the conditions that we will be rescuing our unprotected civilians through and the complexity and time it would take to rescue a civilian down an interior ladder. Scenario 1: we arrive at a female screaming that her 2-month-old baby is upstairs in her crib. We have a targeted area to search due to a positive report of an unprotected civilian. Are you prepared? Did you bring a ladder? If not, will you go back and get one? We have a decision to make: enter by window or enter by door. What decision are you going to make? The decision is not always based on entry. Once we locate the 2-month-old little girl, we must get her outside and to EMS. When assigned search, our mission is to reduce civilian injury and death, which could be the difference of always being prepared to have a decision to make of entering a window versus a door. Scenario 2, or we arrive at a structure fire that we decide to target the bedrooms down the hall or upstairs. We decided this partially due to locating 45% of our civilians in those rooms 24 hours of the day. Civilians on floor 2 may be notified of the fire late, and their egress has been cut off. Smoke rises and traps civilians on floor 2. They have probably been occupying the deadly elements longer than a civilian on floor 1, if they have been unprotected in a non-isolated area. When we have the option to search by windows, we increase our opportunities to enter into the room directly. Have a protected egress to the exterior can decrease our time to locate, often decreases our chances of being disoriented, can decrease delays of navigating the pathways to the targeted area. can go around other interior crews and fire, though it's slow our progress. Allows us to have an efficient multi-pronged search. Eliminate duplication of effort. We are more efficient and effective when we cover square footage only once. Size up who has entered and where they entered the structure. When fire attack has entered the front door, another search crew has entered a door, is entering the same point and covering some of the same area. What is best for our civilians' outcome? Our search should be organized in a way that will minimize redundancy. Multiple entry points is an efficient and effective way to ensure that we spread out and cover our own areas. Even on a one-story ranch with bedrooms down the hall, if we start at the front door and two search their own rooms down a hallway, we will have to backtrack to get towards the main body of the house. If we enter a window for our targeted bedroom, we will be able to be more efficient with our coverage and work from one end of the home to the other without doubling back. Culture of fear of entering windows is strong within textbooks, departments, and firefighters that are not educated on the subject. Fear of death is often the reason. Next time you have a conversation with death being the subject of searching from windows, bring the following knowledge with you. Death is not the only influence that creates fear, but injuries aren't tracked and documented to the same degree of detail. The term VES has been used since the late 1900s and has historically been lobbied as a dangerous way to search. Prior to the acronym, it was seen as an assignment of opportunity. February 3rd, 1989, Brooklyn, New York. The last LODD that I know of, that a fireman died entering a window to perform a search. Firefighter John P. Delaney, February 5th, 1945, in London. The only other documented LODD that I could locate of a firefighter searching from a window. Firefighter Frederick Davies, picture by Reginald Mills. Since 2008 up until the writing of this article, there have been 14 firefighters that lost their lives while performing a primary search in a residential structure. 4 of the 14 were in single-family dwellings. The why is for them, why do we always consider entering windows for search? For an improved outcome of civilian lives. Increasing the number of opportunities of entering to locate and exiting with an unprotected civilian due to impediments of other firefighters, equipment, visibility, navigation, and fire. Each of these can be the deciding factor of a child living or dying.